Hey guys, so today I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to go over some of the semi-annual sale stuff, basically like a little guide, I'm thinking. So I have some tips and tricks for you guys for this upcoming semi-annual sale. As you guys know, the Bath and Body Works semi-annual sale is like a big, huge event. It happens, twice a year. So if you guys have never participated in that and you want to like start a Bath and Body Works collection or something like that, now is definitely the time to get into it because semi-annual starts in about a week. So actually it is exactly a week. So it does start June 3rd, which is a Saturday. I'm not going to really cover much Victoria's Secret semi-annual sale because that's not, they're going to have theirs too, and it's going to start around the same time. But I'm going to focus mainly on Bath and Body Works semi-annual sale because that one is the one that is mostly hyped up and you can get some really, really great deals and whatnot. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys some tips and tricks and, some information about the sale so that you guys can get the best prices, kind of have an idea of what is going to happen, how to spend your money like the most wisely. So we're just going to go ahead and cover some of that stuff. And then at the end, I will go ahead and tell you what my wish list is from semi-annual sale, like some stuff that is on my list that I would really like to get. So if you guys are into that, I would love if you stick around and we will just go ahead and get right into it. All right, so let's get started. So I know I have done a couple videos so far kind of covering what new collections are going to be at the semi-annual sale, and also I went over what fragrances and collections will be starting at $3.95 at the start of the sale. But one of my first things, I don't know if it's a tip or a trick or whatever, but the thing is with semi-annual sale, even though these things are going to start at this price, like I gave you a list of, fragrances that are going to start at $3.95, those prices do fluctuate throughout the sale. So this sale is very long. It starts June 3rd and it ends June 25th. So this sale is almost like a full month long sale. So it kind of is better to not spend all your money all at once, but kind of figure out what you want and then go from there with the pricing because the prices do fluctuate. And that's my number one is prices fluctuate. They go up and down throughout the sale. So if something starts at $3.95, the next week it might be $4.95. So your price might go up. Some prices go down, like a lot of the stuff starting at 50% off, like at the very end of the sale, that stuff might go to 75% off if it's still there. So there is kind of keys to getting the best price. So the main thing to know is prices do go up and down, and to keep an eye on that. A lot of the stuff priced really low will go up and then it might go down the next week. So it might go up to $4.95, say, and then down to $3.95 the third week. So it's kind of hard to judge exactly what they will do, but looking at like past sales, that is kind of what happens is like the stuff that they start at, the really low price, like $3.95 is going to go up like the second week and then it'll come back down the third week. Just like the 50% off stuff, a lot of that stuff will start at the 50% off, but at the end, it might be down to 75% off. But the question is, are you willing to risk that possibly being gone? So if it's something you really, really want, you might want to just pay that 50% off. But down the line, if it's still out there, it could possibly go to 75% off, which is a really great deal. And that would be the time to really stock up on that stuff. So, yeah, that's my number one is the pricing goes up and down. It fluctuates. Okay. So my second thing is that the 50% off items usually go to 75% off at the end, which I just said as well. So those prices come down quite a bit by the end of the sale. So if it's something that you're iffy about and it's on the 50% off, you might want to wait till that last like week or so, because then you could get a very, very good deal on that, like a much better deal than 50% off. Because when you think about it, 50% off, that is pretty much just like buy three, get three free. You know, that's kind of the same pricing as that. So, I mean, it's not super special at 50% off. But when they do drop it at the end, you might want to go back and, stock up on that stuff. But if it is something that you are really interested in, you need in your collection, you might want to go ahead and pay the extra when it is available at 50% off and not wait for it to drop to 75% off, because if you wait and then that item is gone, it might be gone forever. So it really depends, and it kind of gives you more of an idea of, how to go along throughout this sale. Like, you might possibly want to do multiple trips. So my third thing is to budget your money. So like I said, if you do multiple trips, you might want to budget for like a certain amount each week. You might want to, plan ahead and be like, okay, I'm going to shop twice. I'm going to shop at the beginning of the sale and the end of the sale, or something like that, and then split your budget in half. So kind of have an idea of how much you actually want to spend at this sale, so that you don't go overboard and spend like way too much money. And then, if you don't have enough when all the fall products come out, or when the next summer items come out, and then you're going to regret it. Then you're going to be like, why did I spend $500 at this sale when I should have only spent like 200 and saved a couple hundred for the new stuff that's coming out. So that is definitely something you want to keep in mind, is having a budget throughout this sale so you do not overspend, and also so that you can use your money wisely. Because if certain things are cheaper at the beginning of the sale, you might want to grab that stuff right away. Or if it's something that you really, really want in your collection, you don't want to wait or anything, then you probably want to get that right away. But the stuff that you're like more iffy about, and like you could have in your collection, but it's not like a big deal to get it, you might want to wait on that stuff till like the last week or so, and grab that, at a much better price when it's like 75% off. Okay, so yeah, budget your money. So the fourth thing that I have is to shop multiple days for the best pricing. And that kind of goes with the last one as well, because, budgeting is planning. And then, you want to plan to shop possibly on multiple days. I mean, if you just want to go in and grab everything, at the first day and money's not really a concern, then that might not matter to you. But a lot of people do have budgets and can only spend, so much money per week or month or whatever that may be. So you might want to plan multiple trips. So if you want to shop every single week, then you can split your budget into like 4 different weeks. Or if you want to shop, twice at the beginning of the sale and the end of the sale, then you might want to split your budget in half and get, only use half the money that you have at the beginning, half at the end. And so that you'll have money left for the end, because if you just blow it all in the beginning and get higher priced items, and you might not have a chance to get those leftover items at 75% off at the very end. So yeah, it's hard to judge, because we don't know exactly what sales they will run, like when they will drop the prices or raise them or whatever. But it is good to shop multiple days for this sale, because the prices do fluctuate, and to plan ahead for that in your budget. All right. So another thing is to um or like this is more of like a tip or a trick, I guess, would be to shop in stores for more unique products. So if you go into the store, you may find more unique products that that specific store has had like in their back stock, in their back rooms or whatever that they've pulled out for this sale. Online, you may not see as much of that. So it can be more exciting to shop in store for people. Like, unfortunately, for people like me, I probably will be only shopping online because I do live very far away from any Bath and Body Works. But, like, say you are in a city that has several Bath and Body Works, they may have different selections. So, certain ones might have a leftover product from, say, fall that they bring back out for this summer semi-annual sale that, say, a different store does not have or do that they do not offer online. So there are like little hidden type Easter egg type products that people are searching for that could be found in store, probably a lot easier than online. More unique type products. So that's just kind of a little tip. You can go to different stores if you're around different stores to see the differences in, what selection they offer. I mean, of course, they're mostly all going to have like the summer collections that come in and stuff like that, but like the past stuff, like, so if you're looking for something, say from winter or fall, you might want to check different stores because, like I said, one store may have it and one store may not. Okay, so my next tip is there are certain products that are online exclusive. So certain products can only be bought online, and we've had a few exclusives. We've had exclusives in the Tropical Collection. We've had exclusives in the Bake Shop Collection. So some of these products you can only get online. They're online exclusives. So by shopping in store, you're not going to have that product selection. So, you might even want to plan to shop online, at the beginning of the sale or whatever, or at the end, and then shop in store as well. So if you do live close to a store, you might want to split it up if you are interested in some of those online exclusive products, like the I think it's like the sweet petal pound cake and the iced lemon pound cake. Those were both online exclusives. So I doubt you will see those in store unless they have like a ton of them left over or something. But I would guess that those would only be online exclusive. I'm not sure of the pricing that they will offer on those or anything like that. We did have some in the tropicals as well. We had the coconut pineapple was an online exclusive, and also that rainforest. What was it called? It was like rainforest, fresh rainforest, or something like that. That was also an online exclusive. So if you're interested in those, the only way you will find those products is by shopping online. And like the tropicals, we know that those tropicals are going to be down to $3.95. So if you're really interested in getting one of those, you might want to shop online during the first part of the sale as well. So yeah, it's definitely good to have an idea in mind of what you actually want to get and whatnot, because that is going to help you find what you actually want to add to your collection or what you're looking for. So the next thing is just kind of like a reminder that not all products are going to be on sale for a good price. Okay, so a lot of the seasonal type products, like what we see from spring, is going to be marked down quite a bit. So that's going to be really good deals on like a lot of the spring products. The summer ones will be on there and they might be dropping. So those might be a good one to go toward as well. And we're going to get some new summer products as well that people will probably be interested in getting. So prices on those ones could fluctuate and possibly drop down to the 75% off at the end and whatnot. But the thing is the core products are not going to be on sale for a good price. So the stuff that they want to keep around, you are not going to see that drop down for a good price. Like they are planning to offer a lot of those during the semi-annual sale for buy three, get one free. That is not a good deal. Okay, so you can get those core products for a lot better price during different sales, not during the semi-annual sale. So for like the core products in those lines, you want to wait for like a Bodycare sale where they offer it for like $5.95 or something like that, or even the buy three get three free. You want to wait for a sale like that for your core products, like in Bath and Body Works. So, stuff like, say, A Thousand Wishes or In the Stars, you're not going to see that stuff on sale for a good price. They're going to bring that in for buy three, get one free. So the only little difference though in this is if they've repackaged a product or if they're planning to repackage a core product, then they will clear out the ones in the old packaging. So you could possibly see some older packaged core scents going for a lower price. So, or even say like old strawberry pound cake might be marked down, but the new packaging is probably not going to be marked down. It is going to be the, buy three, get one free, or, regular retail pricing. So, so it's just good to be aware of that, because if you think you're going to go in and you're going to get, all these core products that are in their line, you probably won't want to do that right now. You want to wait for a different sale after semi-annual sale to get that stuff, because right now during semi-annual sale, they want to clear out, so that they don't have overstock of all these spring products and possibly summer products. So you really want to go in mind, of looking for those seasonal products or really old products, from like last fall in that packaging, the old packaging. So, you can find some great deals, but not really on their core line. So that's just a, FYI reminder to, be mostly focused on those seasonal fragrances, because that is what you're going to find coming out with the best deal during semi-annual sale. All right, and let's see. So the SAS collections that they bring out just for semi-annual sale. So say like the new ones that are going to come out on the first day of semi-annual sale. Those collections include the Retired Collection, there's the Groovy Collection, and the Salt Shack Collection. So those are three that we know of that are going to be coming out on like the first day of semi-annual sale. I know that some people have seen them in their stores already and whatnot, but they're not like priced at semi-annual sale prices, but they're going to officially be online and in stores June 3rd for the semi-annual sale. And these products were like created for the semi-annual sale. Those could possibly run out. Okay, so if you're interested in those, you might want to purchase them at 50% off and not wait till they go down to 75% off if it's like a new product coming in for SAS, because if they run out of that product or run low on stock, then they probably will not be dropping the price on that, and you possibly could not get that if they run out of it. I mean, and you really wanted that product, you're going to regret not buying it at the beginning of the sale for the 50% off. So that's something just to keep in mind. So if there's something that you really, really, really want to get, like a certain fragrance, that is coming in for SAS, and you have to have that fragrance, you might want to get it right away, just in case it does run out or sell out. Because if it's super popular and everybody wants that one, you could possibly be left with none if you wait. So that's just a little tip. Okay, so now for this one, I have don't get too much. Okay, so I know that it's very, very tempting it's very, very tempting, especially at the very end of the semi-annual sale when a lot of stuff drops. So like a lot of the inventory will drop down to a very, very low price, and then you'll see stuff for like $3 and whatever price, and you'll just want to pick it up because you're like, oh my gosh, that's such a great price, you know, for a Bath and Body Works product, that I need to get that, you know. But that is not always the way to go, because if you've created a budget and know what you actually want to add into your collection, I mean, you could even create a place for that. You know, you could have, you know, a budget of $50 for just random $3 things, you know, that you see at the end, and then that would be budgeted in so that you know that you're spending your money, you know, properly or whatever in that same amount of money that you budgeted, because it can be very tempting to just get a bunch of stuff. Okay. And because it is only $3 and whatever price, and then you get home and you have all this stuff and multiple, you know, backups on backups. And then if you realize you don't even like that scent, or you don't like that fragrance or whatever, and then you have like a ton of stuff just sitting around not being used, you're going to end up wanting to declutter that. You're going to want to, you know, give it away or donate it or sell it or something like that, because sometimes it's just too much. Like if you get too much stuff, and especially stuff that you're not that interested in, if it's just stuff that is here nor there, like you don't really care about it, you're probably not going to use it, and you will have too much stuff. Now, here's a little exception for this, is gifting. Okay, so if you are planning to gift items, you may want to stock up on that $3, you know, product, because if you have a ton of people to gift out things to anyways, it might not matter if you're not planning to keep that in your collection anyways. So gifting is like my exception about that. Because if you know a lot of people who do like Bath and Body Works, you use it for gifts. You know, if you don't like a fragrance, you can just gift it off or whatever anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Then, you know, that may be the way to go for you and your budget. But for the average consumer, you don't want to get too much stuff in your collection, because you will end up not using it. Then you will not have enough money for the next stuff. So like when the next summer collection comes out after semi-annual sale, and then the fall collection comes out, what about all that stuff? Because you're going to want that stuff as well, and you're going to want to use that stuff. So what are you going to do with all this semi-annual sale, you know, stock up stuff that you have now? You're probably not going to use it. It's probably just going to go old in your collection. So it's better to kind of know exactly what you want, what you like to use, what kind of fragrances you like to use on your body, and know that you're actually going to use it, or someone else is going to use it, rather than to just stock up for no reason on stuff that's just going to sit around in your closet and take up room and money that you really have no use for. So yeah, I know it can be tempting, but it is definitely better not to stock up on stuff that you will not use. Okay. So that is almost all of it. So my last big tip is to make a wish list. Okay. So you want to make some kind of a semi-annual sale wish list, and knowing about their collections that are going to come out may help you with that. And I have done a few previous videos on that. I did a What's New Wednesday video a while ago, and I said all of the new collections that are going to come out for summer semi-annual sale, and I gave you the fragrance notes and everything. So I mean, there is info out there about what is going to be offered at the summer semi-annual sale. You might see some old stuff pop up and whatnot that you know, may not put on your wish list because you might not even think about it. But it's good to have something to go off of, to know kind of what you want to get. Like, you know, even the spring stuff. Is there any other spring stuff that you know that you want to add to your collection? Because now would be a good time during the annual sale. Okay. So, any spring stuff, any of the new summer stuff, even any of the old stuff, from fall, if you can remember that stuff, you can put it on your wish list, and then you'll have something to go off of and not just be like, oh my gosh, that's $3. I'm going to get that, and then never use it, not like the scent, stuff like that. You just want to have some kind of direction and plan with your spending in the sale, and also the usage of the products. You want to make sure you're going to actually use these products or gift them to someone who will use these products. So it's really good to have some kind of plan and a wish list. And so I'm basically going to share my wish list with you guys so that hopefully maybe it'll inspire you guys and give you more of, inspiration to create your own wish list. And then you can see what's on my wish list and what I'm planning to go for. As a lot of you guys know, I am more of like a gourmand type girl. I love gourmand scents. I do like really sweet and fruity scents that are like candy like. I like certain like perfumey fragrances, but not super floral, not super perfumey. So I can go back and forth about those because some florals do tend to give me headaches. And so that's kind of why I'm more fearful of adding a lot of florals to my collection, because I just don't work well with them. So I'll tell you guys what I want from the new collections. So they are going to have the Salt Shack collection. This is the collection that I am the most excited for, and I want every single thing in this collection. Okay, but so first of all, I am only going to be going for fragrance mists and either body creams or body lotions in these fragrances that I'm going to talk about, because I do not use the shower gels. Okay. So the shower gels tend to kind of break my skin out and irritate me. So I stay away from the shower gels, but I love to use a body lotion or a body cream and the fragrance mist layered on top. So those are the combos I'm looking for, is the moisturizer and the mist. So basically in all the fragrances that I tell you guys, that is what I'm looking for, is the fragrance mist and a moisturizer. Okay, I don't get any of the shower gels. I know a lot of you guys love the shower gels, but they just don't work with me. So I just know that I can't have them, because that is something that ends up sitting around in my collection because I can't use it. And then it'll just go bad, or I'll just, end up giving it away. There's no point for me to get shower gels because they don't work for me. Okay. Unless I'm planning to get it for like my daughter or my family or a friend, so it just doesn't make sense for me to get that. So yeah, all of the fragrances in the Salt Shack collection I really want to get. So that is the whipped coconut milkshake. Like, I'm super excited for whipped coconut milkshake. I loved the what was it? The coconut pie one from last year. Like, I loved that one, and I only got the lotion in it. And then the fragrance mist was gone after like semi-annual sale, and I regretted getting that fragrance mist, even though it was marked at, whatever, $7 or $8. I wished that I got that fragrance mist so much, and I'm hoping that this whipped coconut milkshake might be somewhat similar to the coconut cream pie. But I mean, I don't have my hopes up completely, but I'm thinking it's going to kind of be in the same scent family. It's going to be maybe a milky, coconut type sweet fragrance. So I'm definitely going to get that one in my collection. I really want the whipped coconut milkshake. I also want the fruity sherbet scoop. Like, this sounds like it could be a lot like other fragrances that I might have, but at the same time, I cannot pass up fruity sherbet scoop because I am a gourmand lover. I love edible type fragrances. So this is right up my alley. It sounds like it's going to be like a strawberry orange type sherbet scent. So I'm super excited for that because I do like strawberry. I do like orange. So together, I'm guessing it's going to be like a creamy strawberry orange type fruity scent. So I definitely want to add that one to my collection as well. Okay, and then the third one in that collection, I also want, a lot of you guys might have this one already, so you might want to hold off on this one, but it's the Cotton Candy Clouds. So I did not get this one last year, and I also regretted not getting this one last year. So I'm definitely going to be getting the Cotton Candy Clouds in the fragrance mist and like a body lotion or body cream. So definitely need to add Cotton Candy Clouds to my collection. Okay, and then we have the Groovy Collection that is coming out for the semi-annual sale as well. And there is really only one that I want from the Groovy Collection, but there's a couple possibilities that I have on my wish list as well, depending on the price and everything. So the one that I really want from the Groovy Collection is Groovy Watermelon. That is actually a repackage of the pink watermelon blast from last summer, which I passed up on last summer. I'm not a huge watermelon person, but with that scent of the strawberry and the lime mixed in with the watermelon, I'm thinking it's going to make it more like a very sugary candy like watermelon. It might be a little bit artificial, but that's okay because I kind of like some of those fragrances that are very, very sweet and somewhat artificial. So I am definitely looking forward to adding Groovy Watermelon to my collection. Okay, there are a couple more in that collection that I would get if they dropped it down to like 75% off, but otherwise I probably will pass on the rest of the Groovy collection. But if they do mark it down to like 75% off and I catch it at that, I could possibly want that golden sunflower because it is a floral. So I'm a little bit iffy about that because I've heard that it is very, very floral, but it does have a vanilla note in it. So the vanilla note is kind of drawing me in and making me want to try that floral. I'm not super opposed to florals. Like there are florals that I do like. And I could see something like golden sunflower rolling into the fall very well. Like that could be a summer type fall transition scent. So I definitely would be interested in golden sunflower if it does drop to that 75% off. The other one that I'm kind of interested in is the Disco Daydream. So Disco Daydream, that one's kind of iffy for me because I'm not really sure about it. So it says that there's a coconut note in there, there's a vanilla note, which sounds really good, but it kind of sounds similar to some other things that I have. I already have like a coconut vanilla from last year from the Tropical Collection. So if it's similar to that, I don't know. So that's why I would only pick up Disco Daydream if it does drop to that 75% off. Unfortunately, I can't get into the stores, so I can't just smell these things to see if I like them. I have to do blind buys and then hope that I like them. So for me, it's a little bit more difficult since I can't smell these things. But the third note on the Disco Daydream is Cali Days, and I have no idea what that is. So that could totally change that scent into something that I hate or that I love, but maybe I'll watch like reviews of other people using that product and saying, you know, what it smells like and everything. And so that maybe I'll have a better idea of if I even want it or not before it drops down to that 75% off. But yeah, I would definitely be interested in Golden Sunflower and Disco Daydream only if it drops down pretty low to that 75% off. So we'll see about those two. But the Groovy Watermelon, I definitely would like to add that to my collection. All right, and then we have a retired one that I'm interested in. I'm really only interested in one of the retired fragrances that they're bringing back. So they are going to be starting the retired ones at like $3.95 at the beginning of the sale. So that would be a really good time to pick up this one. And the one that I want is Plumeria. So Plumeria is a bit nostalgic for me because I used that one. I had the lotion like in high school, and I know it is a floral, but they do have an apple note in Plumeria, which I do enjoy apple fragrances. So knowing that I do like the apple and knowing that I did like it back in high school, which could be completely different now, because it's been quite a while. I definitely want to pick that up, especially for that $3.95 price tag. And it's like a tropical type floral. So, I mean, it would be a good summer one. So, I'm definitely thinking that I do want the plumeria. All right. Then I may possibly be on the lookout for the fresh coconut and cotton moisturizer. That one actually is going to be starting at $3.95 as well. I'm not sure about this one though, because honestly, the fragrance mist is kind of, it's like okay. Okay, so I can't get a good grip on if I like that one or not. Like, I love the creamy coconut note in the fresh coconut and cotton, but there is kind of like an after effect of some kind of fragrance that's a little bit iffy to me. So I haven't been that into like searching out and getting that moisturizer to go with it. But if it is $3.95, I may add that to my collection because then I will be able to pair my fragrance mist with that lotion. So we'll see about that one as well. I'm also kind of on the fence about another $3.95 one is that um, is the coconut pineapple because I have the moisturizer to that one, but I do not have the fragrance mist. So that one's going to be marked down to $3.95 at the beginning as well. So I may pick up that to complete my coconut pineapple fragrance basically. So because it smells really good in the lotion, but I do have kind of a lot of coconut fragrances going on. So we'll see, I guess. But those two I'm kind of on the fence about getting, but the price is going to be very good. So we'll see about those. Okay, I do want a couple from the Sip and Serve collection, but I don't know what price these are going to be starting at. The Sip and Serve collection could possibly be starting at buy three, get one free. And if it is at that and it stays at that, I am not purchasing those. I will wait for a Bodycare sale after semi-annual sale to hopefully pick those up because I don't want to pay, way too much for this stuff when I know they will probably have a Bodycare sale and drop a lot of this stuff down to more reasonable prices later. If they list it for the 50% off, I could possibly go for it then because I have been really wanting this scent. So I do want Sunset Glow. Like, I definitely want to add that to my collection. Like, that is one I need in my collection. So somewhere down the line, I'm going to be getting Sunset Glow. If it is a decent price at the semi-annual sale, I will pick it up then. But if not, I will try to just hold out and wait for like a Bodycare sale or something like that. I also am a little bit interested in the sparkling orange spritz, but that would have to be a pretty good price for me to grab that one because I don't know. I've heard reviews about it and I don't know about smelling like orange soda or orange, flat orange soda or whatever. So I don't know about that one. It's kind of iffy to me because I do like orange. It could be really good, but I haven't been hearing the best reviews about that. So I'm kind of iffy about the orange spritz. We'll see about that one. If it does go really low, I'll grab it. If not, I'll just hold out on that one because I would rather have like Sunset Glow or something like that. Another one that came out around that same time is Firecracker Pop. I definitely want to add Firecracker Pop to my collection as well. That is definitely one I want to get in. So if it's a reasonable price at the summer semi-annual sale, I will be adding that one. Otherwise, like with the Sunset Glow, I'll be waiting for like a Bodycare sale or something like that because I definitely want to add both of those fragrances into my collection. I've been getting more into like cherry fragrances, and both of those have a cherry note, the Sunset Glow and the Firecracker Pop, which I am totally into, and I totally want to add those to my collection. So I will be on the lookout for both of those. All right, so some random things that I will be looking for is the Among the Clouds moisturizer. I have the spray, the fragrance mist for the Among the Clouds, but I do not have the moisturizer. I was kind of just waiting till, I shopped a sale where I could grab it, and then I never really did. And so if it comes up at semi-annual sale for a good price, I will probably pick up Among the Clouds moisturizer, either a body cream or a lotion. I'm not that picky. So one or the other to go with my fragrance mist, because I have really enjoyed the Among the Clouds fragrance mist. So I really started liking that one. So yeah, I definitely want to try to add the moisturizer into that routine. Okay, I also am curious about the Gingham Fresh. So I don't think this one is going to be on sale for a very good price. But if it is, I will definitely be looking into the Gingham Fresh. The Gingham line kind of is, I don't know, it's floral, but it was a little bit better than I thought it would be. The Gingham Gorgeous definitely grew on me, and the Gingham Vibrant smells really good, that berry note in there. So I'm thinking I will possibly get that Gingham Fresh. I'm not a super like fresh scent girl, but that's why it has to be a really good price. If they have that Gingham Fresh for a good price, I will pick that up. But otherwise, I am just going to pass on that one. Okay, and that is pretty much all of the body care that I'm interested in finding at the semi-annual sale. I know that there's going to be a lot of other stuff there, but I have a lot of the spring stuff already, so I can't really stock up on that stuff since I already have it. I don't want backups of it, so I'm really more just trying to go for the gourmand scents in the new collections, and get some things to even out my collection, so the missing moisturizer or missing fragrance mist, so I can have the set. So yeah, I'm trying to be really practical. I don't want to pick up a ton of stuff for like the $3.95 and not be using it, so definitely want to avoid that stuff. I'm probably going to be keeping an eye out and getting some stuff for my daughter as well, because I know that she enjoys certain Bath and Body Works stuff too, so I might grab some extra stuff for her. But otherwise, like, my wish list is pretty defined, and I really don't want much out of that. If I have to spend extra for the stuff that I actually want, I would rather do that than get a bunch of stuff for $3.95 that I will not even use. So that's kind of where I'm at with all that. I hope that you guys can create a wish list. I hope that this kind of helped you and give you motivation to do so. It is only like a week away, so creating a wish list now will definitely help you in the future for saving your money and budgeting better. So a few other things besides body care that I want to look out for at the summer semi-annual sale. Well, I guess it's kind of body care. So I want to keep an eye out for the bar soaps. So if the bar soaps drop for a really low price, I will definitely be picking up some bar soaps, because I do enjoy their bar soaps. They don't irritate my skin. Like I told you guys in the beginning, I cannot really use the shower gels or, whatever those, any shower gels. I can't use shower gels. So even from like the drugstore, wherever, I just can't use them. They irritate my skin. So if those bar soaps drop, I really love their bar soaps. They're not super fragrant or anything, but I do like them, and they make my skin feel really good. So I will definitely be keeping my eye out for bar soaps that drop to a really low price, because I definitely want to pick up some bar soaps if they do. And then two other things that are more like household type products that I am going to be on the lookout for are hand soaps and wallflowers. So I have like a few wallflower units that I would like to stock up on some fragrances, just to have, so I don't have to do an order every time I need a wallflower fragrance. And the hand soaps are nice too. I mean, I can use drugstore hand soaps or whatever, but if they drop to a very low price from Bath and Body Works, I would love to pick up some hand soaps as well. And I mean, we'll see about candles. If they drop to a really low price, I might pick up some of their candles, but I don't necessarily use candles that much in the summer. I like candles a lot more in the fall and winter. And to me, the Bath and Body Works candles are a little bit overpriced when you can go to Walmart and get a candle for like $4. So yeah, it just depends. But those are the things that I'm going to be on the lookout for. And yeah, I hope that this kind of helped you and gave you, a guide to the semi-annual sale. Kind of gives you a better idea, hopefully, about how it's going to go and maybe where you can budget your money and, be happy with the products that you get. So that's the main point, is to be happy with what you're adding to your collection, and hopefully for a reasonable price. So yeah, I definitely hope that this helped you. Definitely subscribe if you're into these kind of videos. I do like What's New Wednesday videos every single week. That's where I tell you about affordable body care and fragrances that have come out throughout the week. I also tell you about sales, dates, and prices that I know about that are upcoming. I also do my Fragrance Friday videos where I share what fragrances and body care that I have used throughout the week. And then I do like a random video. Like this week I'm doing this SAS guide, because a week away from now is the semi-annual sale. So, but I also do hauls and collection videos and things like that. So yeah, so I hope that you subscribe if you like this kind of content. And I hope that this helped you. Give me a big like, a big thumbs up if this did help you in any way. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I would love to read your comments. So comment below. What are you looking forward to from the semi-annual sale? Like, what is the number one thing that you want to get from there? Let me know in the comments. And I love you guys so much. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I will see you in the next video.